Hi everyone. Right, we've looked at the serve, which is seriously important. Now, we're going to look at, I think, the most important shot in pickleball, the return of serve. Okay, right. Pickleball is a game of finesse, speed, and strategy. And one of the most critical moments in a rally, I think the most critical, is the return of serve. While many beginners focus on developing their serve, more experienced players know that the return of serve is probably the most important shot in any rally. As I've said, that's what I think. So if you're a beginner at any level, get your serve in, sort that out. But it's the return of serve that really counts. A well executed return can it can quickly shift the momentum of a whole point. Okay, allowing the receiving team to take control of the game. This blog will explore the key techniques for mastering this return of serve in pickleball. Okay, so, Paddy, why are you going on about it? Why is the return of serve so important? Right. Unlike tennis or badminton, the return of serve in pickleball doesn't allow for an immediate offensive shot due to the unique two bounce rule. However, this makes it a highly strategic shot that sets the tone for the rally. And we're seniors. We do things with patience and strategy. So we're good at this kind of stuff. So your return of serve needs to do three things. It needs to neutralize the server's advantage. A solid return can nullify a powerful or well placed serve. Two, it positions the player effectively. A smart return can help you move into an ideal court position, setting up for the next shot. And that's what you're always looking for. Three, you need to apply pressure. Most importantly, a well placed return can force your opponents into a difficult third shot, giving you a tactical advantage. This is so relevant in pickleball. So, guys, folks, return a serve is so important. Right, let's get down to it. 8 techniques for a great return of serve. Not in any particular order, but let's look at them. One, footwork and ready position. Right, start in a neutral ready position with knees bent, weight on the balls of your feet, and paddle out in front. Don't have your paddle too much nor too little in front of you. Bend your elbows, relax. As the server prepares to hit the ball, try to anticipate their serve based on their body position, their paddle angle, and previous patterns that they've been doing on their serve. Stay low. For some reason, if you're low, you see the ball better. Stay low and use a small split step as the server strikes the ball. This means you take a small hop to land on the balls of your feet and slightly bend your knees. And then as the ball comes to you, this will allow for quick lateral movement, left or right, or indeed in any direction, and it gives you the advantage of reacting faster. So, tip early positioning. Stand a few feet behind the baseline to give yourself time to react. Adjust your position depending on the depth of the serve, but be ready for that slow drop serve which may be coming to you. But start at the back of the baseline and see what happens, what kinds of serves that they are going to be serving to you. Okay, two, consistent contact point. Aim to strike the ball at waist height with a relaxed and controlled swing. Reaching too high or too low for the ball increases the likelihood of mishits and errors. Keep your wrist firm and stable Flicking the wrist or over swinging often leads to loss of control. So it's not really wristy. Keep your wrist firm and stable, and you're using your shoulder more than anything else. Tip: don't swing back too much before striking. Us blooming tennis players, we do that all the time. We swing way back, and you'll hear me say this quite a lot. Swinging way, you don't need to, okay? Just swing to the side of your body and rapidly hit it forward. Some people say that all the time you should have the paddle in the periphery of your vision, in your peripheral vision. So not here, but sort of there. So keep that in mind. Don't swing back too much. Right, 3, you need a proper grip and a good paddle angle. Okay. Use a continental grip if you've come from tennis, or maybe an Eastern grip for returns, which provides a balance of control and power. These grips allow you to comfortably return both forehands and backhands. Obviously, if you've got a double backhand, your grip could be quite different from what I've just said, but be ready to change it quickly onto your forehand as the ball comes to you. Maintain a relaxed grip on the paddle, around a scale of about 4 or 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, right? Don't have that death grip. This certainly helps with both control and maneuverability, right? Your paddle should be up and in front of your body in a neutral position, so you're ready to hit either a forehand or a backhand return, whether that's a single backhand or a double backhand. Maintain a slightly open paddle face to ensure a smooth trajectory over the net, especially when dealing with lower serves. This gives you control over your shot and makes sure you avoid hitting into the net. Right, 4. Let's look at forehand versus backhand. Now, most people are dominant on their forehand side, okay? So with the forehand, if the ball comes to your dominant side, use a controlled forehand stroke. Focus on keeping the ball deep by aiming for the baseline. Now, I emphasize the word use a controlled forehand stroke. You don't have to absolutely go for it and whack it, okay? You're not playing golf. You're not teeing off, right? Use a stroke. You need to stroke it and place it well. That's what you're looking to do. Focus on keeping that forehand stroke deep, right? By aiming for maybe a foot within the baseline if you can, or certainly 2 feet within the baseline. Backhand. When the ball is directed toward your non-dominant side, use a backhand return. Obviously, you could use a two-handed backhand for stability, or a one-handed backhand for more reach, or even both. I'm quite lucky. I've got both. My last 7 or 8 years of tennis, I actually taught myself a double backhand, and to give me a bit more power. So I've come to pickleball with both, which is actually really helpful. So my tip is, if you come to the sport with a double backhand, right, try to also gradually learn the single backhand to give you more choices, and vice versa. So if you have a single backhand, that's good, that's fine. Try and learn that double backhand gradually until you're ready to bring it into competitive play, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so the goal on your forehand and backhand is to use smooth, controlled strokes to direct the ball with minimal backswing, and that will ensure accuracy. Right, number 5, extremely important, a deep return. Okay, now I'm going to say this next sentence carefully. The golden rule of the return is hitting deep into your opponent's court, ideally near the baseline, and you can hit down the middle for safety. So down the middle of the diagonal court, into the middle of the service box. This pushes the serving team back and forces them to hit a more difficult returning drive or third shot, or you might be lucky and even get a lob that you can put away. Okay, so that is the golden rule. Return deep. Focus on using your legs and body rotation to generate power, allowing you to send the ball deep without exerting your arm or risking an error. Now, here's a tip. A good standard default return is deep and, if you can, high as well. Deep and high. Doesn't matter how high it is, be as high as you can get it. As seniors, we need a little more time to get to the kitchen line, and this high return will give you that time. If you can effectively hit a deep and high return 100% of the time, oh my goodness, you will see the benefits. Trust me. Okay, so a good standard default return is deep and high. Try and get to that if you can. Number 6, the drive return. Right, the alternative to the deep return is to drive the ball hard and low. This can force mistakes from your opponent. Choose your moment carefully to do this. If their serve is not deep and you can move forward into the ball with a little bit of time, you might consider the drive return, right? Don't take a big backswing and hit the ball either down the middle for safety or to the server's backhand, right? I suggest don't really aim for the sidelines. They're pretty difficult to hit. This isn't tennis. So down the middle or to the backhand. If you can put some top spin onto your hard drive, then this is great. This makes it especially difficult to return back. So remember, the return of serve is probably the most important shot. Your opponents want to hit a shot to allow them to get the advantage at the kitchen line. So a hard, low topspin drive can make it very difficult for them. But choose your moment carefully. Tip, and you know I'm going to say this, focus on the deep return. You can drive the ball to a certain extent, but don't make power the main aspect of your return of serves. Number 7, the drop return. You can drop the return of serve down the line or across the court. This is more of a surprise shot, and basically to keep your opponents on their toes. They will be way back beyond the baseline. The serve comes to you, a nice little drop can be very helpful. Again, only do a drop return if the serve to you is not deep. You've got time to see it and you are able to execute this shot, the drop return. Don't be trying this from the back of the service box. Just don't do it. And again, big tip on the drop return. Don't use it regularly, but it can be something in your arsenal of shots. Right, lastly, number 8, spin and placement. Okay, using topspin and slice can add an extra layer of difficulty for your opponents. A topspin return can jump high and force them back, while a slice can stay low, making it tough to hit an aggressive third shot. So, if you can put some topspin onto your high and deep return of serve, this will help them to keep them back of the court, to keep them at the back of the court. Work on your placement, okay? We are seniors. We're patient. We work on placement, okay? Returning the ball cross-court to the server is often effective because it gives you more space to hit the ball into the... Because it gives you more space to hit the ball into. Sorry. I'll read that again. Returning the ball cross-court to the server is often effective because it gives you more space to hit the ball into and forces your opponent to move. But a down the line return can also catch them off guard. But return it deep. Remember, the return of serve is, in Paddy's opinion, whatever that's worth, the most important shot in the game. What you do on the return of serve usually dictates the whole rally. So focus on the return of serve. It can really be a game changer. So in conclusion, the return of serve is a pivotal shot that can dictate the flow of the rally. By focusing on proper technique, tactical placement, and smart strategic decisions, you can turn the return of serve into a weapon that puts pressure on your opponents and sets you up for success in the point. So the next time you step on the court, use these tips to elevate your return game and take control of the match. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Bye for now.